All right, guys, welcome in to Thursday's edition of Money Shots. It's Kelly, myself, maybe Ben Mintz will pop in. We'll see. Maybe Che. Who knows? Today's a little bit of a crazy Thursday. We're trying to kind of figure out this whole new timing thing, getting adjusted and whatnot. But Kelly, how are you feeling today? How are you? Look beautiful.
Oh, I do? How am I feeling? I feel like dog shit, Megan. Full disclosure. I never get sick, so I'm terrible at not feeling good. I went and got an IV this morning, trying to stay alive. And yeah, gonna power through this because Christmas is right around the corner. We got some fucking winners to pick, so let's get it going.
We have some winners to pick for sure. I don't know about you, but it's gotten rather cold over here relatively quickly. It was 80 yesterday, and then all of a sudden it was like 40 this morning. Wasn't loving that. My kids got the school got canceled yesterday because of the rain. How crazy is that, right?
Like kids in Kansas don't even get snow days anymore. Like what?
Yeah, and we
That's
get
crazy.
canceled for rain. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk. What do you want to start with today, Kelly? Do you want to start with the game tonight? Do you want to?
Yeah, let's bang out Thursday night football because my synopsis is pretty basic. Megan,
Let me guess.
look,
You're on the under.
yes, divisional unders, particularly later on in the season, just an automatic system play. There are 5 this weekend, starting with tonight. I'd love to give some great analysis why you should take the primetime home dog here. Maybe Shanahan calls off the dogs because they really don't need this win. They don't want to get Brock Purdy hurt. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I think Seattle looks like the sharp square side. I know you're on the Niners. I want no part of the side. I want a snooze fest. Can I just get like a 21-10 game where just chilling? Now I don't
That's
have to
fine with
worry
me
about
as
it.
long as the Niners can cover. And I think that's my whole thing is I've seen so many people, like when I was on Pick Central today, everyone was on Seattle. Ev was on the Niners and he changed and decided to take Seattle. Which I mean, I'm not one to tell anyone how to bet, but I feel like if you switch sides, you just shouldn't place that
Yeah,
bet at
don't do
all.
that. Don't do that. Don't let somebody else talk you into the other side. Either stick with your side or just stay off.
But I really truly feel like this is one of the scenarios where this everyone is thinking that they're so sharp, right? Like just hammering the Seahawks, and maybe the sharp side is just the obvious side. I don't know. As I know, we have Brock Purdy out with the oblique, not out, but questionable, if you will, with the oblique injury. But before that, his last 2 games, he was throwing at a 70% completion rate. I mean, there was a reason why PFT made that shirt, which is a really good shirt. I don't love a lot of things, but I love puns, and PFT is a great. He's very punny. So I'll take that. But yeah, this defense is so good, and I just truly this Niners team they're on a roll right now, and earlier in the season, I didn't want to buy into Seattle. Like you've heard me talk about that Seattle team. I was like, there's no way I'm putting my money behind Geno Smith. Geno Smith, blah, blah, blah. I was talking my shit. And what did they do? They have done so fucking much with not a whole lot. And this looks like one of those games where I could be completely wrong, dead in the water, or the Niners go and get the cover. But honestly, you probably have the smartest play, which is the unders, because I mean both of these defenses can prevent scoring.
Yeah, Megan, look, I just have a system play. I wouldn't say it's sharp one way or another. It went 3-4 last week. Again, I'm just blindly playing them at this point because I know that long term they're money makers. And there's not a lot that I love this week in the NFL. And I know we'll get in it's a couple other NFL games once we preview the very tiny college basketball slate.
Yeah, so we can move on to that. I've already taken one L today, unfortunately, which was
No.
Elon, which
What are
shouldn't
you doing betting teams after Twitter owners? I don't get it.
have. That's funny. I was actually going to at Elon if they won, which they fucking should have. They just kept fouling and fouling and fouling. And at one point, they were up 15 points. Okay, Adam +5. It landed 7, I believe. It was absolutely horrendous. I mean, Elon had I believe 4 guys that were like averaging like 9 points apiece, and I knew this was coming. Presbyterian just plays at a very slow pace. It's whatever. I should have won that game, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to count wins that don't actually count. I also am on Chattanooga today, plus the 5.5, I believe. Let me see some of my stats here. Let's see. They've either covered or pushed the last 4, including twice as dogs, and 6-0 ATS in the last 6 games against Conference USA opponents. So I'm catching 5.5 here with the mocks. I think they could win outright. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the play on the moccasins, but this is a team too that I have kept my eye on from the last 2 years. They've been relatively good money makers for me and against the spread. Oh look, Mince is Mince in? Are
Yeah,
we here?
Are we doing
we're in
this?
for the lock thing was messed up, but I want to say hello to y'all. Thank y'all for having me on Money Shots, and excited to break down some football this weekend.
Absolutely. Jack, can you give me a definite he's in here, like so that people can hear him, like a thumbs
I
up?
got him. I can hear him.
All right.
Everybody's good.
All right, good. I
Perfect.
just want to make sure that it wasn't like the Che situation the other day where
Oh
he
my
was just
gosh.
giving out just tons of information to absolutely just us two.
Just
So
us. He was
just
just putting out
us.
tons of just for us, Megan. It was like it
Just
was
for
almost
us.
like a little sneak peek for nobody but us.
And the other game I have tonight is Seattle money line, not football. Everyone was confusing that because they're like, I thought you said you put out the 49ers. I did. There's
Reading is
also
hard.
it's very hard, especially when I put CBB there at the top. But yeah, those are all the college basketball picks I'm on. Let's go ahead, go through some that you're on, and then I need to ask Mincy how his new life in the South, all 24 hours of it, has been.
Well,
Yeah.
let's just say, I mean, I feel like I left the New York City office putting out fires with gasoline, as David Bowie put it, so eloquently.
R.I.P.
Holy crap! I mean, I'm glad Rico. I'm very, very happy Rico's back at Barstool because I got freaking rained on the last 72 hours at a level. I mean, I can
Yeah,
take
even
it.
your own coach ragged on your
Oh
ass.
yeah, I'm fine with Lane trolling me. That's whatever. Lane, that's a good thing. If look, if Lane Kiffin and Dave Portnoy know my name and troll me on Twitter, I mean, it could be worse, you know.
Could be
But
worse.
yeah, but I mean, it just came from just every angle to where it was just like I felt very relieved right when I got back to Louisiana yesterday just to feel some cover. But I'm excited to be back here, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm hanging out at
Oh,
Margaritaville
are
Boat.
you? Because I've now been told that all of us that are remote are now
Yeah,
under
because of you,
microscope.
Mince.
No, that
God
has nothing
damn
to.
you,
I
Mince.
wasn't the one who put the remote update that video or whatever that I heard about. But I'm ready. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to be blogging a lot more. You're going to see a lot more videos, and I've got some other announcements coming. But I've got to put to bed this rumor that I don't actually work. You know, it's no good.
Yeah, I don't understand. My friends think that my life is one giant party as well. And I get it because that's what you see more of on social media. But like, if you could see this desk right now, like that's all I do. I live in this office 4.5 days a week, and then I'm gallivanting around the country the other 3.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun, and I love coming on with y'all, and I'm excited to break down these games. I mean, it's so tomorrow we get the bowl games going. I mean, we get football like all day, every day for like literally through January 2nd, starting tomorrow.
Yeah, just about right.
Pretty much. It's going to be a lot. I'm excited to talk about some of these bowls, even though I do think, Megan, that you got to be a little cautious. And I don't want to tell anybody not to bet their bowl games, but just make sure you're getting the most of the information here, right?
For
Because
example, LSU, I put out, what, a week
don't
ago,
talk to me.
-9. What is it now? Like
14.
I don't
-14?
care. I hope that Purdue loses by 140. I am so mad at Jeff Brom. Now O'Connell's leaving. Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I bet 4 games early, Megan. 4. K-State +5, Tulane +2.5, Kansas +4, Purdue +6.5. Great. I love that Purdue
Sorry for
+6.5.
yeah, I'm
It's like
sorry
the
for your
worst bet I've made
loss.
all year. Yeah,
I
give me
knew
great.
as soon as I heard the Brom news, I went and I hammered LSU. I even put the ticket out so no one could give me shit about it because I'm so tired of hearing, well, how did you get that number? Well, it's because I shop. It's what girls do. We shop. We know how to find good numbers, you know? It's
That is facts. I actually do think we're much better line shoppers than most guys are. And I think it's really important to always get the best of the number. But in this scenario, I think it's better to have all the information, Megan. I mean, we're talking about guys opting out for the NFL draft, guys in the transfer portal. Coaches are, Satterfield is already recruiting for Cincinnati, yet he's not going to be
right.
coaching for either team. There's like this whole conundrum. You've got offensive coordinators that were play callers for teams like Washington State, who now they're gone. And now who's going to be calling the plays? Is it going to be the O-line coach? Is it going to be a quarterback coach? Like, how continuity is so important in sports. Once you've gotten that rhythm and you're playing well together, certain wrenches thrown at things can really screw things up. So that's my only word of caution. Don't worry, I'm still going to be betting a ton of bowl games. It's just going to be probably more the day of.
That's what
Maybe
I
some
am.
overreactions to these
Yep.
lines.
I
Like
was gonna
everybody's
say the
asking, are
same
you going to
thing.
come back with Purdue? And I'm like, yeah, I guess if it gets out of control any further, I may end up on them. But as of right now, I definitely have one loser in pocket. I don't need to throw good money at bad money at this point in time. I've got a
Megan,
couple CL.
Drew Brees, offensive assistant for Purdue in the bowl game, coaching. What do we
Yeah,
think?
I think that honestly, it's very close to my heart. As both of you know, my dad is past and was a Purdue fan, and absolutely fucking loved the Saints and Drew Brees. Loved that Drew Brees played for the Saints, so it was like a 2-for-1, if you will. And then he passes away. Drew Brees retires, and now it's almost like full circle, right? He gets to go back home. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's going to be exciting.
Made my heart warm today.
How it's going to affect the betting line is going to be interesting, though. And so, as of right now, I'm just going to take it week by week. This weekend, I've only played 2 games, Megan, in college football. I know we wanted to talk some NFL as well, but
We can go through
Mincy,
just a quick bulk games really quick because then we can give some more some more out on Saturday. So whenever we finalize some picks a little
yeah,
bit
we will
more.
be doing our spaces again Saturday morning, going over the college basketball slate. There is a ton of top 25 games. Excited to talk about that. Maybe Megan and I'll jump on like half an hour early so we can go over a couple of these bowl games as well.
Yeah, I'm good with that. What are the two that you decided to play, Kelly?
Yeah, Megan, I played Florida. This is out of control. This is the Oregon State Beavers. I love you so much. You have been so good to me over the last 2 years. They've been in my parlay 4 times in the last 2 years, Megan.
I
Like
saw I saw a stat about Napier as an underdog, and it was very good. It like is in your favor.
Napier as an underdog, 13-4-1 against the spread. But
I'm gonna go hit that right now.
that's not why I'm betting on Florida here. Like, this is just ridiculous. You've got Jack Miller, who's going to be starting. Oregon State has no tape on him. Frankly, no one really has any tape on him. I think he's going to be better than AR-15. I think that Florida is going to keep it very simple here. We know that they can run against the
Lofton.
Beavers.
Thank you, Kelly.
So anyway, we'll see how this one ends up playing out. But 10 points is out of control. 7 probably was the breaking point. At 10, I just think this has gotten out of control. We know Florida's got the athletes. We know that the Pac-12 historically is atrocious in bowl games, especially in the favorite role. That's why I played Tulane. I said, okay, I'll take the 2.5 with Tulane because we know historically how bad the Pac-12 has been. This one's no different. Pac-12, 3-14-1 against the spread. I sold that one off. Chris Felica's Twitter this morning because I was searching for it. I was like, I know that there is some really bad data over like the last 7 years. Yeah, it's bad. The Pac-12 just doesn't show up in bowl games for whatever reason.
Mincy, do you have any games that you've already played for the weekend?
But I just think it's interesting, Kelly. I like that you like the big underdog. I mean, I just always like 10-point plus underdogs in bowl games because you never know what the hell is going to happen. They're like exhibition games, and they're so crapshooty that anytime you're getting 10 plus, I mean, you see 10 plus outright underdog money line wins hit all the time in bowls because of what you said. There's just so much variance because there's so many factors, and especially now with the early signing period, the transfer portal, and the coaching changes, that it's hard to account for. So I know it's a very basic thing, but when in doubt, taking the underdog. And I just want to mention how good the Troy UTSA game is Saturday. Sun Belt champ against the Conference USA champ, both top 25 teams. I mean, that's a fascinating matchup. Troy is slight favorite. But I just hope college football fans give that game the respect it deserves. Both those teams had great years.
Yeah, I lean towards the Trojans in that one. We'll see if I actually get involved. But yeah, Mince, you nailed it. Especially these underdogs, the under a touchdown, have historically done so well in bowl games. So if you're betting them, I would highly recommend a little money line sprinkle. So I did sprinkle a little bit on Florida here. And then the other one I took the Bearcats, Megan. I know I mentioned that Satterfield is obviously already recruiting for this team, but you've got no Malik Cunningham for Louisville. We know that he's already done. And I think if this Cincinnati team, who is the better team on paper, right, who has all these distractions, if they can stay focused here, I think that they can win this game. This is an absolute and utter coin flip. I'm not sure where the Louisville love is coming from. Obviously, Jeff Brom's not there yet, so everybody relax. This team still has a lot of problems on the defensive side of the ball. The only thing that they've done well is force turnovers, and I'm just not buying the hype. I'm not buying it. Cincinnati surely has enough time to prepare. Had enough time to prepare for this game. I like them. I took them +1. It's now +2, which is not great for me, but it is what it is.
I just my only comment on it. No Malik Cunningham and Cincinnati's quarterback's out for the year, so they're both starting backup quarterbacks. So I mean, I know the over/under's low, but I don't think it's going to be very pretty.
I would agree with that. Do you guys want to go ahead and move on to this NFL slate? Right,
Absolutely.
Mincy, I know you weren't here when we talked Thursday night, but who do you have tonight as far as your pick?
Okay, so I got in on Seattle plus 3.5 yesterday, and now it's down to 3. Look, it's just one of those things.
It's back up to 3.5.
Okay, I like Seattle, especially more at 3.5, because I think the 3.5 is key. They could lose a field goal close game here easily. But it's just one of those spots where I know Seattle's played bad lately, but Thursday night, it's going to be rocking there. Purdy,
Everyone and their mother is on the Seahawks. I'm telling you.
Purdy's first game on the road, too. I mean, I think it's going to be a close divisional battle game. So I like the 3.5. And then the only prop I really liked when I watched Purdy last week, he's, what's a young quarterback's good friend? The tight end. I like Kittle over 39.5. I thought he was really looking to Kittle last week. And
especially Kittle being such a veteran.
And now Deebo Samuel's out, obviously, so that opens up more targets. But when I watched Purdy, he was really looking Kittle's way a good bit. So I think over 39.5 is value. So I'm on Seattle plus 3.5 and George Kittle over 39.5.
Mince, I know you focus a lot more on props and because it correlates so well with fantasy, but a good friend of mine sent me Brandon Ayuk over receiving yards. Okay. I don't have my notes in front of me. Any thoughts on that one?
No, it's 50.5. I liked it too because with no Deebo, that opens up. Ayuk's quietly had a very, very good year. And the other thing, too, Brock Purdy played at Iowa State. I mean, it's going to be in the 30s tonight. It's not supposed to rain. He's not likely to be too affected by weather coming out of Ames, Iowa. So that's a good thing with him. I like Ayuk. 50.5 is not a lot for how well he's playing. And the other thing was Christian McCaffrey's over-under on carries, I think was like 18.5. And I think that's really high. They're being careful about his usage. I know they used him a lot last week and they got guys banged up, but I don't think they're trying to give him 20 or 25.
But do you think that number is cooked into Purdy being a little banged up in the oblique? Like, do you think that they're thinking that he might not be as mobile and might have to rely on McCaffrey a little bit more in the backfield?
Yeah, but I think they're underestimating. Shanahan could use Mason and his other backs some to get some carries.
Yeah, he likes to rotate.
And so I think that they're acting like McCaffrey is 25, 30 kill count. I don't see them using him like that. Just my thoughts.
All right, so everyone and their mother is on the Seahawks besides me. Kelly's on the under. Let's move on talking about some of these other NFL games. Before, though, Kelly, did you have any college basketball that you wanted to give out? You don't necessarily have to break it down so that we can get to NFL.
There's two I'm looking at. I'm looking at Santa Clara in a buy low spot tonight, and I'm also looking at Seattle with you. I'll tweet them out if I end up getting involved. A couple NBA games I was looking at as well, but kind of had a busy day trying to cram everything into a Thursday, so I haven't fully gotten there with anything yet, but I will be tweeting them out here probably in the next couple hours.
Heard. All right, let's move on to some of these other NFL games. The first one on the slate after the 49ers, Seattle, is Colts at the Vikings. Vikings are laying 4.5. And obviously, it's a little hard to trust the Vikings right now. But the Saturday conversation has probably just turned into a Sunday conversation. Well, and I like a little bit better. A little funnier, a little better production. But I don't know. I don't know necessarily if I wanted to lay the 4.5 with the Vikings here because they have really pulled some bullshit here recently with both of us, Kelly, because I know how much you also like to bet the Vikings as well. I don't know what to make of this game. Part of me tells me there is a trap, but the other part says, Megan, don't overthink it. Just lay it with the Vikings. They're going to cover. But I'm not convinced.
They're not. They better hope they win this game outright because let me tell you, the 3 times I bet the Colts this year, Megan. Ready? Chiefs, Eagles, Raiders. This team plays up to their level of competition. They get hyped around playing certain teams. Don't ask me why, but every single one of those lines was either 5.5, got bet down to 3.5, and this one's no different. Listen, I'm a big Vikings fan.
What did it open at?
It opened at 5.5.
Okay.
So I like it at 4. I know it's headed to 3.5. Minnesota has been great as a favorite, especially at home, but I'm not buying the hype here. This Vikings team has to be better. And I do think that Indianapolis, if they can open up their running game like they should, they have the best running back in the league. Well, maybe that's up for debate, but close enough. This Colts team should be able to keep it close. The Vikings off that Detroit game, even though they lost, they've all but locked up the NFC North. They do need to get a win here as well as next week, but I think this line looks super fishy. This looks like Vikings kick a last-minute game-winning field goal. It's disgusting. Put on your glasses, cover your eyes, put a paper bag over your head, or just bet on the Barstool Sportsbook app, and so nobody knows you actually bet this game.
Yeah. All right.
Quick thing I had to add to this. My bad.
Go ahead. No, say, what do you have to add?
The only thing I want to add is I like under 48.5 because if you think Indy's going to compete, they're going to shorten the game by pounding it with Jonathan Taylor.
And it's now 47.5 if you're still interested.
Okay. Either way, 47.5 because if you do believe Indy's going to compete, it ain't going to be in a shootout. They're going to shorten the game by running the ball with long drives because Matt Ryan his over-under is 248.5. I like Ryan's under even if they're going to compete because they can't protect him. And other than Michael Pittman, they don't have any weapons in the passing game at all. So I think if you like Indy, you want to grind it out like 2017 type uglier game. And that makes me look at under 47.5.
All right, up next we have Ravens, Browns. Browns can't get into the playoffs, right? They're done.
No,
right?
They're done.
All right, so essentially they're playing spoiler here, and all three of us know that I don't want to cheer for Deshaun Watson. Sorry, not Jack. He's gang related, but I'll cheer for him a little bit. I don't think he's done anything bad. Has he beaten anybody?
He's bird gang related. That no.
But then you have Huntley, which we talked about last week. I don't know again what to make. This feels like my gut's telling me that the Browns are going to win this game. I don't know why. It just feels like every time I look at a game, I'm like, okay, I think I'll do something with the Ravens here. My gut's like, no. Just like with the Colts. I was like, maybe I'll lay it with the Vikings. No. And it's just not something I'm loving right now. Did you play this game, Kelly?
I did. I teased the Ravens.
Okay, I teased the Ravens too. Just
it's
for full disclosure.
Divisional road underdogs are the best bet this year in the NFL. They have been absolutely crushing. The Ravens did it again last week.
Who did you tease them with?
I teased them with the Steelers.
Okay, I did too. That's funny. Hopefully it hits.
The Bills. I'm definitely afraid of the Bills because I just mentioned those divisional road underdogs, and everybody is completely against the Dolphins. All of a sudden, it was like abort mission, and everybody who was just stroking the Dolphins for the first 8 weeks of the season just fell off.
Well, if I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the Dolphins strokers, but how do you not tease the Bills in that spot though?
My quick thought I have is I like the Ravens +9. I think the Ravens and teasers are one of the moneyest things all year because they play nothing but low scoring, close games. And on the Ravens front, we don't know if Huntley's starting right now. There's no. I went through all the props. Anthony Brown could be starting here. However, the Ravens' run game looked really good with J.K. Dobbins last week. He's back. He went off against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he looked like a freak last week.
Yeah, Gus Edwards looked good. Cleveland's run D is not good. So, I mean, I think, Baltimore's going to pound the football here. I agree with the +9 on the teaser. And, I still think Baltimore might pull this out. And I want to debate y'all because this Miami-Buffalo is fascinating. Look, Miami looked like that the first 8 games. They got a great home field advantage. It's a weird place to play. But Tua, cold weather, freezing in Buffalo. They lost by like 40 late in the year.
Didn't you love his quote saying, "It snows in Alabama"? It does not fucking snow in Alabama like it does in Buffalo, New York.
I understand, but don't we think this narrative's just getting a little overblown?
I mean, partially.
I was freezing my ass off at Army Navy, and Cons looks at me and goes, "Go sit on the heated seats." And I sat down, and I was like, holy shit, this is where the football player is going to sit every game. It's not that cold when you're basically sitting on heated seats and you got those big jackets. Tua can man up or not. He's been terrible on the road. That's why I don't want to back him, but the weather has no factor.
Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not buying it this week.
I like Love and Kelly knows a ton more than I do in his way. I always respect her, but I disagree with the weather thing with Tua. If it's windy out there and in the 20s and snowing, I do think that's a factor. And I think Buffalo is peaking at the right time. They're getting it together for their big playoff push to #1. And I don't think Miami's the same on the road. And I think they're fading. And I think Buffalo's going to kick.
The biggest factor, Mince, to look at here is can Miami get Josh Allen to turn the ball over? When he loses football games, when he has at least 2 interceptions. And that's the ultimate deciding factor for me. I don't think that they can. I don't think they can get him to throw 2 turnovers. So if I don't think they can win this game, the Buffalo teaser looks like the easiest thing on the planet, and it scares the shit out of me.
It does. I've played it. It's fine. We're not going to talk about it because it's going to be fine. Let's quickly move on. Men's, I just want you to quickly touch on it so we can keep going because we are running a little short on time. Falcons at Saints. I never play this game because it always fucks me. It's historically just the Falcons always somehow the dirty birds. They are the dirty birds for a reason. Tell me what you think this game is going to end up like.
It's just weird that Desmond Ritter starting instead of Mariota. So it's
Right.
kind of hard to.
Which is, Kelly, that's so crazy. Literally, like 5 weeks ago, we're like, Mariota has turned this program around. And then what happens? Crashed. Poor Mariota.
I don't trust the Saints laying 4 because, like you said, it's a rivalry game that can go either way. I was actually looking at a couple. I think Taysom Hill's going to get used a ton by the Saints here at home in a rivalry game against Atlanta. I'd be on the lookout for some of his props. But as far as Saints by 4, I don't trust laying 4.
Vince, can you tell me what Dennis Allen is doing? Like, we're running a shitty offense, not utilizing Kamara with Andy Dalton. What is going on in Southeast Florida? Southeast.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. The thing is, Dalton actually played good against the Bucs, and they still blew it. But no, it's a disaster. I wouldn't trust the Saints in that rivalry game laying 4. Like I said, I'm just looking at Taysom Hill props. That's literally it.
So check out the prop market if you're interested in that game, says Mincy, because I won't play that game. Refusal. All right.
I don't want to touch it either.
Cowboys at the Jags. Obviously, I looked at the Cowboys, but I realized, guess who they play next week on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
The Eagles. Could be a huge motherfucking flat spot. Jags are so sneaky. This is one of those games where like you have all those hardcore Cowboys fans like bet their house on responsibly on this game because they're like, oh, Cowboys are going to absolutely crush. And then all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence trots out there with his beautiful blonde hair and ends up having the game of his life. I will say the Cowboys are scary. The number to me, even scarier. 4 over the Jags. I mean, I know it's on the road, but I don't think Jacksonville has like a huge home field advantage by any means. Maybe I'm wrong. Never been to Jacksonville, but it doesn't seem like it. What do y'all make of this game?
Real quick, I wanted to add to the Falcons game. I am on that divisional under as well. Obviously, like, as I said, I played all 5, so I am not completely passing. Just hope neither team scores any points. As far as this one goes, Megan, Jags was almost my best bet. I went back and forth.
I had a feeling it would be.
Yeah, this is gross. This is disgusting. I understand. But listen, Dak Prescott, the Cowboys have the Eagles on deck. What did they do last week? They played not to lose. They got very lucky not to lose. Dak Prescott all of a sudden has become a little bit of a liability since he's been back. He's thrown some picks, and it's not been great. 3 of his last 5, in fact, he's thrown multiple picks. If he turns the ball over here, I absolutely think the Jags can stay in the mix. The total is interesting, though, and I know Mintz follows totals more than me. So my real question is, do we see this being a shootout? Because if so, the Jaguars +4 is terrifying. If we see this being a lowest scoring game where the Jags establish the run, the Cowboys defense shows up big, it could be 21-20, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
All right, just because, as I said, we are running a little behind time. Let's go through these next couple of games really quick, almost like a smash or pass. If you're playing them, tell me what side you're playing. Lions, Jets. Kelly?
Pass.
Pass. Ben? Pass. Okay. You got Chiefs at the Texans laying the 14. Kelly?
Pass.
Ben? I also am passing. You have the Eagles laying 9 at the Bears. Kelly?
I don't know if I can do it.
You're not taking the fucking Bears.
I bet against the Eagles a couple times this year. I think I'm 1-2.
You're not taking. I'm not allowing you to do that.
I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. If I get to go with Justin Fields, I'm definitely thinking about it. The Eagles, right there, divisional sandwich game. Just got to play the shitty Chicago in the middle of winter and just get a win. That's all they need. They don't need to do anything fancy. They don't need to get anybody hurt. 9 points is insane, Megan.
It is.
I'm taking the Bears +9.
All right, you two crazy.
Got bigger balls than me because
you two crazy
I don't
kids.
know if I can do it.
You might have the balls, but you got the tits. All right, let's go. Steelers.
I decided to wear a low-cut shirt for you guys.
Some people have both, you know.
All right, Steelers, Panthers. Cal, pass, smash.
I teased the Steelers, but I also played Panthers money line. I think this is going to be a really
look at you, Miss Middle.
Game. Yeah, I'm going to try to middle it.
Carolina big.
Carolina big. Okay. Don't love that for my teaser, mints. Cardinals, Broncos. Obviously, Kyler Murray's down for the year.
Denver pass. Either Denver or pass, and I'm looking at under, even though it's
but real quick, Kelly, just give me a number. Drop off from Kyler Murray to Colt McCoy.
Well, first half Colt McCoy on Monday night, I would say not much of a drop off. Maybe a half a point. Second half Colt McCoy, I would say 3 or 4 points. That's the problem. Is which Colt McCoy are we going to get? We know he can run that offense. We know that the Broncos have a really solid defense. We know there's plenty of tape on them for it. Which Broncos team are we going to see? Well, they're definitely not playing the Chiefs this week in that terrible defense. This looks like a coin flip game I want no part of.
I think things are falling apart in Arizona with Kingsbury, and they're done.
I would agree with that. All right, Pats, Raiders. At the Raiders, essentially a pick 'em. Kelly?
I have no opinion here. I'll be really honest with you. I'm going to pass. I need the Raiders to pull something out of their ass since the Cardinals weren't able to get it done for me on Monday. I got the under 8.5 wins for the Pats, and it's going to be a sweat to the finish line.
Sweat fest.
Raiders I saw plus a half point. They lost as a road favorite. It's a bounce back spot. McDaniels knows a ton about New England. I like the Raiders.
Yeah, McDaniel's going back to his old coaching grounds, old stomping grounds, like the love and narrative play, Mincy. All right, Bengals at Bucks. You got the Bucks catching 3.5 at home. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Tom Brady is a home underdog. That's all I got. I can't bet him. I can't take this. He hates his offensive line. I was sitting right there with Che, and I'm like, Che, do I get to see a Microsoft tablet broken? He goes, if his O-line keeps it up. Like, that's literally why he gets so frustrated, because he gets his ass.
That ass kick. Get that ass kick. Mincy.
Under 44. Bucks unders just all year until just don't stop till you get enough with
Don't stop till you get enough. All right, Tennessee, Chargers. You got Chargers laying 3 at home.
Best bet. This is my best bet. I think it's disgusting. It is so gross, but it is such a perfect buy low spot on Tennessee. Again,
I would agree with that.
Let's see if Derrick Henry can have a 100-yard rushing game against one of the worst rushing defense in the NFL. They give almost 150 yards per game. Come on.
Manifesting it for you, just like you did my ID.
Henry had 96 yards first quarter and then went away from him last week. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
I don't know what the hell they're doing either. Mike Vrabel, much better on the road. Tennessee has covered 5 of their last 6 road games. Listen, the soccer stadium that is now technically called SoFi still has at least 50% of away fans. It's in LA. I get it. They don't have any home field advantage. And the good news is I'm on a bye week in fantasy, so I don't have to worry about Justin Herbert just killing me round 1.
How nice. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to go hit the Titans again because, my app's open and that's what I can do in the legal state of Louisiana. Speaking of which, make sure you have liked and subscribed to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube page so that you can go back and watch money shots all week long. Obviously, today is only Thursday, so you're going to want to make sure to rewatch whenever the weekend comes so you can get some damn picks. Commanders, smash, pass. What are we playing here, Kel?
Under
Mincy.
The Giants, divisional road dog yet again. Could the Giants have looked any worse, Megan? I feel like I've told this story like 4
No,
times.
you and I both. I'm sorry.
I'm in the Pin Gaming Suite. I'm with one of my producer buddies, Eagles fan, with Ariel, having a great time. Every time I walked outside, the Eagles scored, and I was like, fuck this. I'm sitting inside, not freezing, watching Red Zone because this game is dead to me. The Giants, I think, are going to keep it a lot closer, but give me that under. 9-2 to the under. Washington's last 11 games don't hurt. That bye week, I kind of wonder, Mence, if you ever look at later bye weeks for teams that are doing particularly well, it crushes their momentum.
Okay, I was going to say the 4.5 just seems like a lot in a divisional game is all I was going to add.
All right, guys. Anything else y'all want to plug, talk about before we get out of here?
So, Megan, we're doing a Spaces tomorrow morning. It was supposed to be 11 a.m. Eastern. Why don't we hop on half an hour early, talk about some of those bowl games, go through the college basketball slate, maybe take some questions. Mintz, you're welcome to join us anytime.
I'm all about I'm going to be putting out videos every morning with bowl game picks and NFL. I'm about to be doing a lot of that. So, I'd love to come on there. Let me know when the Spaces is. I'll come on and talk football with y'all.
Yeah, Megan, let's call it 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central tomorrow. Hop on. We'll do a solid hour before the first games tip off and really get some deep dives, since I know sometimes it's really hard to give hard-hitting analysis when we're on a time crunch.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys coming on. Mincy, thanks. And I think you'll be rotating in now on Thursdays, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, love to. I got a lot of plans in the works, too. I got to kill this narrative that people think I don't work. So
it's got to kill the narrative and spread the sports book to the people. Thank you, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. No. Saturday. Sad. I'm still figuring it out, guys.
And then, Megan, once college football is over, we're going to go back to Money Shot Saturday for college basketball before tip-off, but we got to give the college football show their moment to shine. Of course, we can't overshadow them on Saturday mornings.
Could never. All right, love you guys. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll catch you on the Spaces. Thanks for coming. We love you.
There you go.